الحمد لله القدير الكريم فرض الحج إلى بيته الحرام على عباده دعاهم قائلا وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فج عميق. فهنيئا لمن قصد بيت الحرام من كل فج عميق وطاف بالبيت العتيق ثم سار قبل طلوع الفجر إلى منى ورمى جمرة العقبة. فهنيئا لمن نحرت بمنى النحائر ثم سعى بين الصفا والمروة ومن ماء زمزم شاربين ومتطهرين. مشاعر وشعائر تنتقل بك من مشعر إلى مشعر حتى تنتهي إلى وادي منى. يا رحيلين إلى منى بفؤادي هيجتم يوم رحيل فؤادي ويلبون يوم عرفات لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. فسبحان الله حين تمسون وحين تصبحون وله الحمد في السماوات والأرض سبحان ذي الملك والملكوت سبحان ذي العزة والجبروت سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. فاشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له المعبود بالحق على الدوام واشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله حث أمته إلى زيارة بيت الحرام. أخرج البخاري في صحيحه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: الحج المبرور ليس له جزاء إلا الجنة. ومن هديه وشمائله صلى الله عليه وسلم تعليم أمته عبادة أو كل نوع عبادات. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم: خذوا عني مناسككم. صلوات ربي عليك يا معلم الهدى وعلى آله الأخيار وصحابته الغر الميامين والتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم المعاد. عباد الله اتقوا ربكم. من أراد الفوز في الدنيا فليتق الله سبحانه وتعالى ومن أراد النجاة في الآخرة فعليه بالتقوى وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the majestic, the most high. We rely on Him for all of our needs. After the completion of Kaaba, building the Kaaba, construction of the Kaaba, when Ibrahim completed building the Kaaba as been instructed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he turned and said, "Oh Allah, I'm in a valley in which the land is not fertile, it is not productive, and I have built your house. فَجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهَا." Make people to come and visit this home. He's praying after completion of the Kaaba, constructing that, oh Allah, make people's heart to incline towards visiting this home. That's why all of us, we Muslims, we love Makkah. It was the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ. Okay, if you want people to come and visit this home, وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ. Go and proclaim, go and announce. You call in your highest voice that people should visit this home. Ibrahim alayhi salam said, oh Allah, how can I call people? كيف أضلل ولم يسمعني أحد. How can I call? There's no one in this valley. I'm just with my family. How can I call them? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, بل بلغ. Go and announce. وأذن في الناس, so that your dua will be answered. Ibrahim alayhi salam climbed mountain Aba Qubais and he said, أيها الناس Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala qad farada alaykum al-hajj fahujj. All you mankind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has indeed legislated upon you to visit this home. In the tafsir of this ayah, Ibn Abbas said, the mountains lowered themselves down so that Ibrahim's voice will be reached in every corner of the globe. After saying that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then answered his prayer. وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they will visit this home, people will visit this home in every corner of the globe, footing in every kind of, or any modes of transportation. They will visit this home in كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ, every corner of the globe. That's why people today, they go to Mecca. All the Muslims in the world, their heart is inclined towards that home. فَهَنِيئًا لِمَنْ قَصَدَ بَيْتُ الْحَرَامِ. Glad tidings to someone who has gone to Hajj. Some people are still there. Glad tidings to them, Bishara. Glad tidings to them. On the 8th day of the Hijjah, it is called Yawm al-Tarwiyah, in which the HAJJ, the pilgrims, prepare themselves to reach Mina. On the 9th, Yawm Arafat, they go and stand in Arafat, supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The 10th day, Yawm al-Eid, they pass via Muzdalifah, they throw the Jamara, they reach Makkah, they do the circumambulation, the Tawaf, 7 times, Tawaf al-Ifada. Then what do? They come to Mina, they slaughter, then they shave their heads, take from Zamzam water. Then the 3 days after Eid, Yawm al-Tashriq, Ayyam al-Tashriq, what do? They keep throwing the Jamara, the pebbles, and increase in making the Talbiyah. Those are the people who got the opportunity. They are the Wafdullah, guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had the call of Ibrahim. As Ibn Abbas said, when Ibrahim called, Allah made every son of Adam to hear. Everyone had the call. You're in the back of your father. Those who have gone there, they heard about that call of Ibrahim. Today they're in Makkah, they got that chance. It is glad tidings to them. I bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his messenger, whom he has sent as a source or a fountain of mercy to mankind. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because what his father Ibrahim did, calling people to visit his home, what did Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-Hajj al-Mabrur laysa lahu jazaa'un illa al-Jannah." All this hathun nas ila ziyarati baytillahi haram. All to make people go and visit that home. He said, the accepted Hajj. If Allah accepts your Hajj, there is no reward for you except paradise. And he did not stop that. He taught his ummah how to do the Hajj. He said, "Khudhu anni manasikakum." If you want to do Hajj, you want to know the Hajj rituals, "Khudhu anni manasikakum," learn from me. That's why in all the points of Hajj, Arafat, Mina, Muzdalifah, Jamara, he was there, teaching his ummah how to perform Hajj. So those who have gone there, walillahi alhamd, may Allah accept their Hajj. في الأيام القليلة الماضية سوف يعود حجاج من زيارة بيت الله الحرام فرحين بما آتاهم الله من فضله، كما قال سبحانه وتعالى: قل فبذلك وبرحمته قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرح هو خير مما يجمعون. You should be happy after doing an ibadah. You should be happy. They will be back home happy. People welcoming them, just fulfilling the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Hajj ركيزة من ركائز الدين وعمود من أعمدة الشريعة وركن من أركان الإسلام. يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما جاء في حديث عبد الله بن عمر أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال بني الإسلام على 5 فالشهادة والصلاة والزكاة والحج. Al-Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Islam has been built upon 5 pillars. It has been established 5 pillars. Bearing testimony that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is alone, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. Then iqam salah, establishing salah, giving alms, zakah, fasting the month of Ramadan, Hajj. It is one of the pillars of Islam. And it is one of the unique pillars that you do with your wealth, your body, everything of you. Not like other ibadat. You can come to Salah without money, but you have to go to Hajj with money. If you have that wealth, when istata'a ilayhi sabila, he must reach there. And if you look at ibadat, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made ibadat, don't think ibadah, you should just do it and go away. No. إن الإبادة ليس إبادة فقط بل ماذا وراء هذا الإبادة. If you perform ibadah, what is the impact of that ibadah in you? You have gone for Hajj, you are now back home. What is the impact of Hajj in you? If you look at Salah, we always pray 5 times a day. But what is the impact of Salah in us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna salah wa aqim as-salah, inna salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar. And establish prayer, because establishing prayer tanha 'anil fahsha'. It will push you away from evil acts. From evil acts, it will push you away. But if your salah doesn't push you away from acts, you pray, but you go and cheat. You pray, you go for riba. You pray, you fornicate. You pray, you do all the evil acts. The impact of salah is not in you. And if you always pray, your soul will calm down. You will not be stingy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ خُلِقَ هَلُوءًا إِذَا مَسَّهُ شَرُّ جَزُوءًا وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الْخَيْرُ مَنُوعًا إِلَّا الْمُصَلُّونَ إِلَّا الْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ دَائِمُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the nature of human being is always anxious, is greedy and selfish. If Allah inflicts him with an evil, he complains a lot. He becomes upset. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him some goodness, brings him some goodness, what does he do? He becomes stingy. إِلَّا الْمُصَلِّينَ, except those who pray. If you pray, you are still stingy. If you pray, you still become upset when the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you transgress against it by complaining. This sickness is not finishing. I don't know what Allah loves. I don't know what Allah wants from me. You're complaining. What's the impact of prayers in you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he wanted to talk about our nafs, what did he say? He swear not 3 times. Whenever you want to swear to approve something, you swear 3 times. The culture that I don't know where you get it from, but when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to talk about nafs, what did he say? Washamsi, he's swearing 9 times. Washamsi, waduhaha, walqamari idha talaha, wannahari idha jallaha, wallayli, until he reached wannafsi wa masawaha, fa'alhamaha fujuraha taqwaha, qad aflaha man zakkaha, wa qad khaba man dassaha. He's talking about nafs. Why? Because our nafs always push us to evil. وَالنَّفْسُ كَالْطِفْلِ إِن تَتْرُكُهُ شَبَّ عَلَى حُبِّ الرَّضَاعِ وَإِن تَفْتُنُهُ يَنْفَطِمُ. The soul, our nafs, is like a small breastfeeding child that grows up loving to breastfeed the milk. Even if he's 9 years old, if you don't win this child will love breastfeeding. That's his nafs. If you don't win your nafs from the shahawat, the impact of salah will not be in you. Look at zakah. What is the impact? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً. What is the purpose? تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ. It will purify them and cleanse them. But we give zakah, you want to know where your zakah is going. You give zakah, the shuh, imsak, tathhirul qulub is not there. Look at Siyam Shahr Ramadan. At the end of fasting, you have to be a changed person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala legislated fasting because to change you, so that you might have taqwa. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. All you who believe, Allah has prescribed upon you the fasting of Ramadan like the previous nations. What's the goal? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you might attain piety. We are from fasting. Has it changed us? What's the impact? Now let us talk about Hajj. You are coming from Makkah. You have finished all the Hajj rituals. You are now back home. Who are you after Hajj? Man anta ba'da al-Hajj. Who are you? As we know, Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. Allah has obligated us to go for Hajj for those who are able. And Prophet ﷺ said, "O you people, إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ فَرَضَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْحَجِّ فَحُجُّوا." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained upon you to go for Hajj. فَحُجُّوا. Then you have to perform. And the reward of Hajj is too immense that the Prophet ﷺ said, كما أخرجه الإمام أحمد في مسنده، قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من حج هذا البيت ولم يرفث ولم يفسق رجع كيوم ولدته أمه. Whosoever performs Hajj, visit the haram of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فلم يفسق ولم يرفث, he doesn't have illicit relationship, doesn't have sexual relationship with his wife during Hajj, and he doesn't indulge in sinful acts, رَجَعَ كَيَوْمَ وَلَدَتْهُ أُمُّهُ. When he's back home, he's having white pages of his books of action. He returned back as if he's a small child that has been born, without any sin. Those who have been blessed to go for Hajj, they are coming back. Who are they after Hajj? Because they are now new children. They are new babies with the books of their action blank. Who are they after Hajj? My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, when you are back home from Hajj, what is the impact of Hajj in you? Has it changed you? If you are back home, يا أخي لابد عليك على مداومة يكون لك بداية التقوى الله سرمدي. When you are back home, your Hajj, from performing the pilgrimage to Makkah, you should consistently fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted your Hajj. How many Hujjaj, how many Hajj within Arua town city, their characters doesn't reflect what they have seen in Makkah. Innama, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, the reward, the best reward is only for the muttaqeen. It's for the muttaqeen, those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Whomsoever perform Hajj and is back home, you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will channel for him ways, avenues of getting more risk, if you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My brother and sisters in Islam, being a Hajj, this title alone, you have to maintain it. You have to maintain it by remaining steadfast, istiqamah, in doing the righteous actions. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا إلى آخر الآية. Those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they remain steadfast in the right path, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make them in his final abode amongst the pious people. Let us fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we will remain in doing righteous action. You are from Hajj, don't say that I'm now home, I'm now like a newborn child, I don't have a sin. You come and indulge in sins. No. You have to remain steadfast. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا فَرَغْتَ فَانْسَبْ. After finishing this form of ibadah, you have to go to this one. Not that I have finished, let me relax. No. You finish this one, you go to the other. It's like that. You Hajj, you pilgrim who has gone to Makkah, humble yourself. التواضع بلا افتخار. Humble yourself. ولا تنابز بالألقاب. Don't give yourself names. People within town, within Uganda, all over the world. For example, you are called Musa, you have gone for Hajj. That name Hajj must be attached to your name. Who say that? If that humbleness in you have to deny that title. Are you better than Abu Huraira or Abu Bakr Siddiq? Have you ever heard a hadith from Abu Huraira saying, An Haji Abu Huraira or Haji Abu Bakr Siddiq? They didn't go for Hajj. Who are you? You have never ever heard Haji Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or Haji Umar bin Khattab. Never. Why do you give these titles to you? Is it because of Riyah? Show off so that people will call you names? You are praying. Why? Now you should be called someone who prays. For example, Musa, you are called Salah Musa or Zakah Musa. Let us strip ourselves from these titles, because the best of people, look at Salahuddin Ayyubi, look at Marwan bin Hakam, look at all the Sahabas, the great people, the Hassan al-Basri, they have never attached this title to their names. Humble yourself. Let us also know that if you are back home, change yourself. Turn to Allah, remain in focusing on what will take you to the hereafter. Hassan al-Basri said, من علامة حجة المبرور, the sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted your pilgrimage or your Hajj is that you turn yourself زاهدا تزهد في الدنيا وترغب في الآخرة. He said, the sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted your ibadah of Hajj, you turn your back from this dunya. You face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you want His goodness. Literally, His meaning, you have to continually do tawbah. وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا أَيُّهَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Or you who believe, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا تُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ تَوْبَةً نَصِيحًا. If you are going to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it should be a real one. And the tawbah entails 3 conditions. Regretting of your past, not repeating the sins that you have done, and promising yourself not to do that same sin again. Promise yourself not to cheat people. Hajj is one of the ibadah that we should not play with. We conclude by saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِذَا قَضَيْتُمْ مَنَاسِكَكُمْ, after completing the Hajj rituals, فَإِذَا قَضَيْتُمْ مَنَاسِكَكُمْ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَذِكْرُكُمْ آبَاءَكُمْ أَوْ أَشَدَّ ذِكْرًا. If you complete performing the Hajj, you are now back home, فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ, constantly mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly, like how you mention the names of your forefathers. And the best dhikr, what is the best dhikr? The best dhikr, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. He has made the Quran easier to recite. Is there anyone? He called the Quran dhikr. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. He has made the Quran for dhikr. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Is there anyone who can recite? But our conditions today, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَقَالَ يَا رَسُولُ وَقَالَ يَا رَبِّ وَقَالَ رَسُولُ يَا رَبِّ إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh Allah, oh my Lord, indeed, my people, my nation has abandoned this Quran." And abandoning the Quran, as Ibn Qayyim al-Jawzi said, you can abandon the Quran by not wanting to know how to recite. You don't want to know the tafsir, the meaning of the Quran. You don't bother about the Quran. How many of us doesn't know how to recite the Quran? You can be a professor, an engineer, doctor. You can read all other books, but you don't know how to recite the book of Allah. How does it sound? How does it sound? You don't know how to recite the book of Allah, yet you can recite all other books. Yet recitation of the Quran is the identity of a Muslim. Let us turn to Allah and know how to recite the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should accept the Hajj of all those who visit His home. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-azim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bima fihi min al-ayat al-hakim. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, fayatuba lil mustaghfirin. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. له الحمد الحسن والثناء الجميل وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وارض عن الخلفاء الأربعة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وبقية الصحابة والتابعين إلى يوم المعاد. اللهم ربنا اعز الاسلام والمسلمين، اللهم ربنا اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم. ربنا اننا ظلمنا انفسنا فانك تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم ربنا ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والحمد لله رب العالمين. فقوموا إلى صلاتكم.